Good morning, everyone.
Good morning and happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath. So this morning,
We are going to share a quick testimony why we are
Short.
having a YouTube channel
Yeah.
together. So we decided, as we have
been planning
yes, to do
to
this,
start our vlog.
to share God's goodness in our friendship and in our lives as a whole.
Yeah.
So here,
And good thing that also this day is Sabbath day, right?
yes, exactly. So we also plan to really do this a long time ago. So to start with, we would like to apologize if our camera for now is not so clear. But anyway, the first testimony is based on Jeremiah 33:3. If you call unto me, I will answer thee and show thee great and mighty things which you have never seen before. God has promised us that if we call him in our lives, we have been together for as best friends for 1 year already as roommates, right? And we initially decided to move to another mission field. Yes, there were a lot different process that happened after that plan. There were
There
kind of
were,
changes, but we really prayed for God's will.
There were doubts.
There were doubts and there were changes of plans, but we really prayed for God's will. We called unto God. We asked him that we have this is what we first asked you, Lord. We want to change mission field, and then there was a change, and but at the end of our prayers, even we have so many desires, we really prayed for God's will. Please just let your will, Lord, to happen. Even we have so many desires and it changes, and
we have our plans, like this is what we will do, and this
Yes.
next step is this, but
yes, there were a lot of desires in our hearts, but at the end of every prayer, in our communication, in a meditation, we ask for God's will to be done.
Always.
Because we don't want that God would answer our prayer. God answers our prayer, but it's because that is our choice, right? We believe that God really answers us based on what our hearts desire, but somehow, sometimes, He answers it not according to His will. Yes. So that is why that we are so blessed to be able to be here right now where we are. We are in another international school.
the school may not be perfect.
Yes, of
The
course.
experiences might be
Difficult.
very difficult.
Yes, and but
The adverb is there, very difficult.
but this is God's will,
Yeah.
and there are so many blessings despite the challenges. Yes, what made us really realize how blessed we are is that during the pandemic, that's where we received the final decision of
The
God.
memo, yeah.
Yes, the final decision
memo
of God
from
that
the Lord.
He really answered He really gave us His will. You know, there were many correspondence. There were some correspondence, both by document and not, that there should be changes and that. But anyway, God gave us a clear answer of our prayer, that His will is for us to really move to another mission field, for us to grow and for us to be here for His purpose. And we believe that He sent us here.
Yeah.
We're blessed because a lot of people lost their jobs, and it's actually okay. There are a lot of things you can do when you lost your job, but of course, as breadwinners, it's very important to have a job to earn. And for both of us, being immediately hired, right?
Praise God.
Even before the confirmation, right? God has already worked everything for us.
Like the response was very positive.
Yes.
And that's why we feel so hopeful that time.
Yes. Of course, when we arrived here, there were a lot of challenges, and somehow we felt like, okay, so this is where we should be, right? And so we are so.
And
blessed.
also because of those, like the odd, let's just say, the odd experiences that we experience here, like I personally thought of maybe this is not God's will, because it's just our will, because we really, it's like we
Because
always
it's too hard.
always tell God, Lord, please, I want this job right now, right away, because it's pandemic, and I don't want to stay at home and do nothing. So sometimes, but as we have our devotional, our
You realize.
like from the verses that God has given us, from the verses and all from the devotionals, from the messages that we get to read, it's like always, it's like God is talking to us, or especially to me, that God's will does not mean that it will be smooth.
Yes. It's not green pastures if it's God's will, right? So that's our first testimony, and that is the main reason why we are activating our YouTube channel
Yeah.
for us to be able to share and be a part of God's ministry in any way we can. And we actually decided before to have this ministry every Sabbath, every Saturday, to teach young kids when we will be in other fields, because that's what we were thinking. Like, we want to have this mission field where we could have this
Speak
branch
out.
Sabbath school, right?
And also
And together. But since it's not possible, not
now.
so possible, especially where we are, it's kind of far from the
City, from other
where
places.
people can be,
Local
and
churches.
we cannot just, with pandemic,
Go
we
there
cannot
right
just
away.
connect with people, right? So that is why we are activating our YouTube channel to share our testimonies, and also to share God's goodness in anywhere we can be, and the privileges, the blessings that He
And also
gives us
updates of how God
has been so good to us. And we'll also be sharing our past adventures together. Yes, to share God's goodness. That's really our main goal. God's goodness. That's why our YouTube channel is Kasadya. Being happy
in the service.
in God's hands, in God's service. We do hope and pray that our YouTube channel will be a blessing to those who will watch. And please be patient with us, be good to us. We are
starting
our new fight in this, kind
World of
world
vlog.
of YouTubers. But thank you so much for watching, and
Take time to visit.
Yes. So I think that's all for now.
Yeah.
Thank you, and
Goodbye. Happy
I
Sabbath.
hope you will. We hope that you will subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath, everyone.